Better.
Thank you, Dr. Wayne, for coming back after vacation. And
It was good. It was a good vacation.
It's been 3 weeks since we've done this.
Has it been that long?
And we are so sorry to go that long. Yeah, Christmas and New Year's, that's what it does to us. That much time. Wow. You kids, you're all so grown now.
Well, what was the joke on the Golden Globes? That's
I didn't watch the Golden
for,
Globes. Tell me about the Golden Globes.
Leonardo's girlfriend to now be of age. Was that the joke? So it's something like that.
Oh my goodness, that's awful.
It was
that is so
Ricky,
bad.
Ricky Gervais. So
Ricky Gervais was hosting it. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
thank you for coming back.
And they're all gone again.
That was it.
Are we actually live?
Yeah,
there we go. Okay.
Yeah, we are.
It is coming up.
So we'll be responding to your comments and questions here because this is a live program on YouTube. If you're watching this after the fact, you want to not only subscribe to the channel, but also hit the little bell icon and set notifications in your operating system of whatever it is you watch us on so that you will get notifications because YouTube doesn't give people notifications when they subscribe anymore. So sorry about that.
Just subscribe to stuff willy-nilly.
Usually this is a really, really fun show to watch. When Dr. Gawain
still going to be a really fun.
When Dr. Gawain doesn't pick a really bummer of a topic to.
Well, blame it on me.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But we will be serious.
We've got to talk about those things too.
But we do need to address the comments on our IBS video where I'd say they ripped us a new one, but that just applies to IBS too much. Yeah,
they were flowing.
So
should we just go on?
So apparently we're insensitive to patients because we joke about medical conditions. I do apologize to anybody who was offended.
It's a miserable condition.
Yeah, for anybody who lives with that, that's an awful thing. And I was hoping that we provided a little levity into the lives of people who watch the show. I mean, that's what it is. It's an entertaining medical program. It is meant to make our viewers laugh, as well as to educate on medical topics. So if the topic is just too serious for some people, please find another YouTube channel. The purpose of this one is laughter.
Yeah.
You're at the wrong place. You're at the wrong place if that's what you're not. If you're not here for that, go to another channel.
All the time.
We're not changing the channel for you. You go to another channel. All right. So
wow.
Yes. I had to do that. Now you're probably wondering, what are these comments? Oh.
Now that we've
you think I'm harsh?
The other half of our
You didn't read them, did you?
No, I didn't actually read the
Okay.
The trolls.
So, yeah, and we found out if you leave those comments on the channel, they breed. The trolls breed. It's not a joke. They actually do. It's weird. You leave those comments on, and you just got to stop it. You got to put an end to it. Otherwise, that's all that your comments will be. So, please feel free to leave constructive criticism comments, but don't be insulting. And and we'll leave yours if it's a thought out. Constructive comment. But if you're not even aware that this is a humorous channel, no, you're not one of our crowd.
Sorry.
Speaking of our crowd, who of our crowd is already commenting?
Laura Spurs, Teresa Roa.
Laura, Teresa, thank
Bianca, you. All of our,
and Bianca. This is great.
Our usuals and some new ones.
Okay.
Tracy Orpin.
Tracy,
Corbella.
she's a regular. Yeah.
Thank you.
So Tracy, in fact, commented on our video on my personal channel. Some of you know I have a personal channel.
Yeah.
It's called Mark Vaughn, and you'll know that it's my personal channel instead of some other Mark Vaughn because it's me.
Because it has your face on it.
Yeah. But I put out videos on that people enjoy watching of just life outside of the doctor's office. And
because we do have lives.
That's right. We have one of
the doctor's office.
We do. We have one with the run up in Nebraska, out in Nebraska. We have one of...
Yeah, that one was...
What was the other one we did? Oh, yeah, the hike.
The hike.
The Bloomer Cut. Oh, speaking of which, Tom was... Oh, I was going to show Tom, but then I couldn't.
Oh, it was a bad...
it was bad video, or bad audio.
Bad audio on the video.
But we will show you... We will show you what we did on New Year's Day. Here, why don't we do that?
Yeah.
So on New Year's Day, Dr. Gawain and I, we did something. Well, another video of Dr. Mark and Dr. Gawain running a 10-mile race in the canyon, American River Canyon here in Auburn.
Yep, different this year. We're in a different place.
Different, yeah, a little different. We went to the old starting place and found out that's not where they're starting. But yeah, you can see that the start is somewhere that direction.
Back there.
Hopefully not injure either. Thanks for watching. And we're back.
Hey,
So you
look
did
at
it.
that. We did do it
Yeah.
and finished it.
We didn't do a video of what we looked like after.
Strangely enough, that
After the
video
10
is not in there.
I just wasn't in the mood to make a video after that.
After running 10 miles.
If anybody looks at my tweet afterwards, you'll see I was a little grumpy.
Yeah, you were a little grumpy after that. As I was just waiting there for like 10 minutes at the finish line.
Was it 10 minutes? Yeah, you were 10 minutes ahead of me, weren't you? So over 10 miles, he was 10 minutes ahead of me. And my tweet expresses a little bit of my frustration with why I don't know. Maybe you had to wait just as much as I did.
I was behind some people on the
Okay, so
on
maybe
the trails,
it wasn't
but
unique to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, if anybody that organizes the what's the name of the race? The Resolution Run here in Auburn, the single track running folks, please separate out those 10K and 5K people who are walking, and don't use a single track trail right at the end with people walking on it that have blackberries, walls of blackberries on both sides so you can't pass them, and they're just walking with 6 people who were running right behind. Okay, enough. I'm sorry. Enough ranting.
Yeah.
We'll get to the serious topic here, which it is a very serious topic, and we are not going to be insensitive.
No.
So we'll transition here because it really is a transition.
Yeah, because this is just a difficult topic, and those of you who read my blog kind of know what this is about. There's a case in Texas.
It is in Texas. Fort Worth.
Yeah, for an 11-month-old little girl who's born with a congenital heart defect and has multiple problems as a result of that, and doctors have come to the conclusion that she's not going to survive this, essentially, that she is nearing the end of life, and everything they're doing at this point is just kind of prolonging the inevitable. And they say that she's in pain and suffering, and they want to allow her to pass on to essentially withdraw care and place her on hospice. Just that kind of supportive care, not the treatment care, just a supportive care to ease her in out of this life into the next.
Yeah.
And her parents, mom, feels that she should still be alive and is holding on to hope and praying for a miracle. And it's actually gotten to the point where it went to court.
Went to court. This is in Fort Worth. So they, at one point, got a ruling for going ahead and removing life support.
Yeah.
And then there was an injunction for that to allow a little more time. So right now there is no given time line to this, no endpoint of when the injunction is going to be over. The thing they're trying to do now is both the hospital and the mother are working together to try to find somewhere to transfer little Tinsley Lewis to continue her care. The hospital says they've made communication with 20 other medical centers across the country from LA to the East Coast, and none of them will accept the transfer. It's because they don't want to do something that the Cook Children's Medical Center doesn't want to do, and that is to continue keeping the baby on the ventilator, little Tinsley Lewis.
Just a horrible situation
for
all parties involved.
And I don't think it's at all unexpected that a parent in that situation would not want life support removed from their baby.
From a baby,
Interestingly, the Epstein anomaly that Tinsley has of her heart and the problem with the tricuspid valve, and she may also have an ASD, I'm not sure. She's been in the ICU since she was born in February and been on a ventilator since July. And she's not showing progression, if anything, regression. She has to be moved so she doesn't get bed sores. She has to have diaper changed, and it looks like she's uncomfortable with this.
Right, that
she's sedated significantly, and the reason you have to sedate in this situation is because when you're on a ventilator, because she can't breathe without a ventilator, or at least wouldn't be able to long, unless you restrain her or put her on medicines, she's grabbing at the tube and fighting the ventilator, which a lot of times with patients, that's because they're getting to a place where they're going to be able to breathe on their own.
Right.
I don't know if she's been taken off the vent to see if she can or not. I don't know those kind of details.
All the doctors have
Yeah.
exhausted their options. They wouldn't.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be recommending this if they haven't tried
Right.
those things. Didn't think she was gonna survive off of it.
So it's turned kind of ugly. Courts
is,
are
and
involved.
it's,
Press is involved. Right to life groups are involved. She's told the hospital they can't say anything about her anymore. I looked at what's the mother's name? Trinity. I look at Trinity's Facebook, and her most recent post was telling people on Facebook that this is not her, and it was a link to somebody's GoFundMe with a picture of her baby.
Oh my goodness!
And,
Taking advantage of that.
And so she has to put out there, this isn't my aunt who it's
That's
claiming
horrible.
to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I wrote a blog on this. You can go over, check that out at drgreenknight.com. But I tried to approach this from both a doctor's perspective and a parent's perspective. And I don't know if it came through, but there's a lot of even fight within me and that kind of came across and was developing as I was writing that. Because I can see both sides of this, and it's just difficult all the ways around. I fortunately have never had to make the decision to put a child on hospice. That's just
Me neither.
horrible decision to have to make. And it's just difficult.
So this situation is very difficult. Could you imagine there being a case where it would be, I don't want to say easier, but the decision is more clear that, let's go with hospice, and your recommendation would be to the parent that would be the thing to do at this point. Which it sounds like in her case, that's how the physicians working with her
That's
feel.
how they feel, yeah.
For it
Because
to have
of
gone
her
through all that it has,
and
the
everything, yeah.
ethics committee, the 10-day rule that Texas has, and all that.
Right. Yeah, and from a doctor's perspective, it sounds like this seems to be a fairly clear-cut case that what they're doing is appropriate.
Yeah.
If you're looking at this from a purely scientific doctor's eye view, then it's probably the appropriate thing to do. But we deal with people, and people have emotions and feelings, and that comes into this.
Yeah.
And it's just I understand the mom's feeling to not want to lose her baby. I mean, I've got a daughter. I've got two boys, and they're just they're wonderful. I can't imagine making that decision.
Yeah.
So, is there a case when you detach yourselves and put yourself on the outside of it and are on the outside looking in? I don't know if there's any other type of case you could look at and make it any more clear from a purely scientific view. If a child had like a terminal cancer or something, and it was determined that the treatment was not effective and not working. Those are the other cases that I've seen where we've had to, but doctors have had to make that decision. And again, like I can't imagine being in that position, and having to make that. Pediatric oncologists, that's just a difficult field to be in.
Yeah. I wonder what burnout is like in that field.
Ooh, I can't imagine.
What kind of comments to our
viewers?
viewers?
All sorts of comments. Somebody was making a comment on a similar case in the UK.
I didn't know.
Alfie's Army. I don't know if that's the name or what that is, but as a parent, they don't want to let go. But doctors, she says that Bianca says doctors know best 99% of the time. It's just hard to accept. She says she's never been in that situation, but she said she'd probably let go. So I don't think you can make that determination unless you're in that.
Maybe.
You can say whatever you want outside. When you're actually in the situation, things change.
Yeah.
And let's see here. Suzanne Null is a hospice nurse for adults.
Okay. Good.
So she said she admires what we do as doctors.
Thank you. And I admire what hospice nurses do.
She says she could not do what she does with pediatrics.
How about that?
Yeah. I understand what you're saying there.
Yeah.
When it's a child who has their whole life ahead of them.
But they don't.
but they don't. But who theoretically does has only lived a short period of life. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Yeah, and all that the parents hope for them, and the
Right. Yeah. All those hopes and dreams.
loss
that,
of
that,
all
that
that
come with a
could
child.
have been.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Pamela, my baby nephew was at CHLA and died, and we would not have wanted him to suffer the way she did. Oh man, yeah. Not to suffer the way that this child is. Prayers for the family, absolutely.
Yeah.
Please pray for that family, for the mom, for the baby, for the doctors, for the nurses, for everyone involved. That's just a difficult situation.
Yeah.
And Bianca had a similar story. She lost her sister.
Oh wow.
Saw how she fought in the ICU, how amazing the doctors were. But it was a shock.
know that.
And it was difficult. Yeah. People are commenting as parents, they understand the feeling. So
Yeah.
Alfie Evans, I guess, is the name. She said Alfie's Army. Yeah, I guess
Okay.
that's the child's name, Alfie Evans.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
similar case.
another case right now.
But in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's sad either way. I agree, Laura. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So
It is.
um,
So we're very familiar with hospice for elderly patients because we have a lot of elderly patients who have been our patients
Yeah.
for
yeah, we have to make
15
those
years
decisions.
sometimes. And
I mean, sometimes those decisions are, well, not sometimes, they're always obviously easier than a child, but sometimes even when they're, when I've got a 90-something-year-old and
that makes it
they're kind of on board with it. They're saying,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm coming to the end. Then you have that discussion, and it's not that hard of a discussion because you both feel like it's appropriate.
And I right now have 2 patients with just horrible cancer that's spread all through their body who I've broached the subject of hospice with them and was met with
Resistance.
Yeah. And so it's not always, even patients who are adults, it's not always received.
Right. It can be very difficult too. It can be very, very difficult. It's one of the hardest things we do, telling people that they are going to die.
Yeah.
So,
But I would say most patients, by the time it gets to a place where I feel
we're feeling like hospice.
like
they kind of know.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm bringing it up.
Yeah.
That they're fairly receptive to it, or at least they'll have the conversation and say, okay, maybe we will at a later time, and then later they may call up and say, yeah, we kind of want to now. So I don't know if that's an indication of I don't know. That's an indication, but it's the exception when they don't
Right.
don't listen and want to
Right.
let me explain what the options
What
include.
we're seeing and why
Yeah.
we feel it's appropriate.
And I think part of that is a lot of our practice of medicine in an office like this is relational.
Oh, absolutely.
And usually when a patient is at that place, they've been our patient for quite a while,
Yeah.
and we've gone through this process together.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for writing about the topic. I did put links in the description,
Yeah. Check it out.
both to your blog, but also to the original story that you linked to.
Yeah.
And there's other stories on the web too. I looked up a few more and got some more information that story didn't have.
Yeah. So we'll follow that and see where it goes and just continue to pray for everyone involved.
Definitely. So please do continue to get the notifications so you know when we're doing stuff. Not always this serious of a topic, but sometimes medicine covers serious things.
Yeah.
We try to at least have our introduction be fun before jumping into the really serious things. And we would appreciate your comments to let us know.
Constructive comment.
To hear from you, not from the people back a couple of weeks ago. We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
And then we'll bring that back to a future show if there's something interesting you guys write about.
Yeah. Yeah. Let us know.
Yeah.
So
thanks
before
again.
we go, we probably need to thank some people.
We do. We always need to thank some
I have a few Patreons I'd like to thank. Boo Boo Kitty and Teresa Rowat. Thanks for what
Absolutely.
you do, your support. You make this happen. Appreciate it.
And I'd like to mention Lindsay Antwine, who is so fun. I just have to say she's so fun. Do you ever watch Ask a Mortician?
I don't. No.
Oh.
You'd
See,
let me
'cause
know about it. But
Lindsay's in mortuary science too, and so it's like we have an Ask the Mortician right on our channel. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So Lindsay, we appreciate you. Till next time.
Yeah. I'm Dr. Dwayne Vaughn.
Dr. Mark Vaughn telling you to stay in good health.